Thank you, folks. Didn't expect it. Costa, by the way, we get confused so many bloody times. How can I say? They keep asking me, what happened to your beard? And they ask, Costa, when did you grow your beard? So we have this, a little bit of a banter going on every time we see each other at a festival or so. Folks, listening to everybody presenting up here on stage just earlier on, and obviously the rest to come, has really opened up the memory bank. You know, as you get older, your memory starts to fade a little bit. You have inclinations of those little moments where, well, for me it does, of those experiences where you think, wow, that was in the past. Will it ever come back to you again and surface? And here we are today. And just reflecting back on the history. How did I get here? Because I was an engineer. I was a musician. I ended up growing tomatoes and going into people's backyards and eating their food, drinking their wine, getting wasted, making them dance and saying Varesi at the end. Just, you can't do that on any other network. You just can't. I tried that on 7 and they kept sending the footage back saying, no, fix that. We don't like that. And one frame out, we're talking about one frame in 24 frames or whatever it is today, it'd be out, and we're 120 kilometres away from the network and we had to drive back in and drop off a new export, whatever they call it. So, the breeding grounds. I opened up a garden centre in 92, 93, 94 in Coburg. After experiencing my first ever garden centre walk-in, I was given a job to renovate this place, design it, and that was my last job. I handed in my resignation after that because I fell in love with the concept of gardening, because I grew up in the garden, but never in the retail world. And 2 years after that, down the road from our store was a souvlaki place, very multicultural in Coburg. And the young lass came up to me one day and said, would you like to do a bit of radio? This is 3XY. If you remember back then, 3XY was, well, taken over by the Greek community, Stamoulis, who, if I'm not mistaken, helped 31 through the hard times in the early years. And in return, they had some airtime to fill. So they said, would you want to do a TV show? I said, I have no idea what sort of show you want me to do. They said gardening. I said, well, I've only just started gardening. I really don't know much about it. And anyway, we got out there, I came into the network. I met a guy by the name Peter Desky, who was an old rocker, still is. I think he only just bought a camera back then, didn't even know which way to turn it on or turn it off. And I was given a mic thinking, well, lucky I had some experience in music and all that. So we ventured out to my dad's backyard as my first episode. And he looked at me and he goes, my father that is, and goes, you really want to do this with me? I mean, I can embarrass you in the camera. I said, well, we can edit it out. We can do whatever we want. And it just ventured on from there. We went out from garden to people's backyards and just ventured in enjoying the exploration of multiculturalism in Victoria, Melbourne, where I've grown up. And I have never looked back. Moving on years ahead, here I am now with our own, I suppose, business in running gardens across the States. And if it wasn't for 31, this opportunity would not have existed for me. And the likes of Shane, Matthew, Greg, all the others there, the old school boys and girls that we worked through and learned together as we developed what it is today, a community network that we should all embrace and pass on to the next generations, and so on and so on. So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, folks, and thank you for this amazing award. I really cherish it. Thank you.